one for counseling. Call the meeting to order. The agenda, Oromocto Town Council meeting in regular session Thursday, the 20th of November at 2025 at 5:30 p.m. at the municipal building. I'll call for a mover for approval of the agenda. Deputy Mayor Maloney, Councillor Kirkbride. Questions? All in favor? Contrary? Motion carried. Is any disclosure of interest? None. We'll move down to the mayor's comments, and I just have a few. I want to acknowledge the Remembrance Day ceremonies that were held in the town of Oromocto. And I want to really acknowledge the color guard that came from the Legion that went to all the schools and the nursing homes and the No Stone Left Alone ceremonies. And I want to thank the Oromocto Legion for all their activities for the whole month surrounding Remembrance Day, and the Pomeroy family and volunteers and friends that put up the banners. There was so much more this year. It's unbelievable. And they took them down just the other day. So shout out to them. And a shout out to all our military members who were spread out all over the province of New Brunswick at Scimitas. And the heliport for doing the fly pass. It was really good. So that was touching for that day. Okay. Now I'll call for the adoption of the minutes. Oromocto Town Council meeting in regular session, October 16, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Call for a mover, Councillor Von Richter, seconder, Councillor Daw. Questions? All in favor? Contrary? Motion carried. There's no petitions, presentations, or delegations. We'll move right down to councillor reports on the Capital Regional Service Commission. 7A1, the Economic Expansion Committee with Deputy Mayor Maloney.
Thank you, Worship. We held our monthly meeting this past Monday. We had a presentation from Ignite. And the topic of the presentation was Vision 2023. It was a presentation done by Nosheen Ali and Sarah Hawhan. They went over a variety of different key performance indicators for the Capital Region and for the Service Commission. They went over targets like job creation, new business startups, all those different types of things that are targets that they have. They actually presented about 4 or 5 different targets, although they said they have actually about 70 different KPIs that they measure. We did have questions as a committee to see if they could break down those metrics by region. So by Oromocto, by Grand Lake, by Fredericton, and so on, because we wanted to know that there were actually jobs being created in our own communities and not just in a central hub. So those were questions that the committee had. They said that they could get us that information, and we hope to see that at our next meeting.
Perfect. Now we'll move down to 7A2, the Community Development Committee with Councillor Dodd.
Thank you, Worship. The Community Development Committee met on November the 12th. We started off with the status updates, which were given on 8 planned projects and other ongoing work. And we were informed that the commission is funding the promotion of Urban Rides, 211, 988, and Zoyer Alert in order to raise more awareness of the important programs that they have. And recognizing the importance of the upcoming municipal election in early 2026, the committee extended an invitation to the municipal council staff and other interested individuals to join the session and to watch the presentation live on the YouTube channel. The presentation on elections New Brunswick was given by Kim Hoffentraut. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. And it was quite enlightening and informative. There was good interaction there. Then it was followed by a quick presentation on the Capital Regional Food Council by Monica. She's from the St. Thomas University. And Monica gave a presentation about the council itself, their vision, why it matters for the Capital Region, their framework for action and the call to action items, and encouraging a coordinated regional approach to strengthen our local and regional food system. It was quite interesting as well. That's it.
Okay, thank you. I have a 7A3, and it's just that the Capital Service Commission, we met on the 27th of October and we passed the budget. And it was quick and it was unanimous and it was a good budget, so we're happy with that. And then we met on November 4th for our monthly board meeting, and the finance committee reported on the 2026 budget, so. All right, we move down to 7B, the Oromocto Area Chamber of Commerce, Councillor Dobbs.
Thank you, Worship. The chamber met for their regular monthly board meeting on November the 12th. And just a few items from that discussion of the meeting was, we have a chamber insurance package that protects the directors and officers as well as the commercial liability. And both of those came due and were taken care of. And there was the Business Awards dinner. They firmed up the nomination process to ensure that it is a comprehensive, transparent, and fair selection. And it is going to be at the Hazen Center, but it is yet to be determined what the date is. So looking at May the 7th or May the 15th. And just to remind people, the Christmas tree lighting ceremony is the 27th from 6 to 7:30. And it's at McDonald Avenue near the traffic circle. And these are out and about, either on Facebook or in different places around the town. And in our chamber newsletter that's published monthly, they included information about the Oromocto Community Engagement Workshop that was held at the Hazen Center on the 18th. And also the Christmas crawl that's happening on the 25th from 4:30 to 6:30. And the tickets are $10, and the proceeds are being donated to the Oromocto Food Bank. And just a little extension, I'll be quick. The Oromocto Gallery had an event on the 15th, Saturday, it was 3 to 7. And she just wanted to make sure that I thanked the town for the support. She was really impressed. They felt that they needed to have some pylons or barricades or whatever for all the traffic in light of what happened last year. And she called up and they brought them over almost immediately. She said she was quite impressed with the young fellow. So she wanted me to make sure that, to show her appreciation for that. And just to make us aware that these events that happen with our business people really do benefit the town. She had over 2,000, she figures 2,000 or more people come through that night, 30 vendors, and it not only benefited him at the Galleria, but Sour Grapes because they're parking up there, and Tim Hortons, and Emily has dog-eared books. I don't know if you've ever dropped in there, but she said the foot traffic that came in because it went by, saw her sign, was phenomenal. So it really does, these things really do showcase the Restigouche area. And Kim also mentioned that, like, you think the people are coming from Fredericton and just Gary, Burton and all those places, but she said she had them from Edmundston, Moncton, St. John, and Van Bureau. And not only that, the OHS senior band, they raised $1,400 around there. That's including, because they didn't have to pay for their supplies because it was funded for, given to them. So that's the bonus of the $300 of that. And yeah, she said it was a really, really good event. And our next meeting, of course, is the following Tuesday, December the 10th. And we are going to have a Christmas dinner for the board. Probably before on that next month.
Perfect. I know I was at a celebration of life at the Legion. When I come outside, I couldn't figure out what was going on because the parking lot across the street and everywhere was full until I turned down to go home and I seen it and I thought, well, it was packed.
It was.
And they were walking for miles. They were just, it was really crazy, but God bless them. All right, we'll move on to the Oromocto Pioneer Gardens with Deputy Mayor Mahoney.
Thank you, Worship. We had our last meeting of the year yesterday. Most of the meeting focused on seasonal close-ups of the cemetery and what needed to be done. They were very complimentary and thankful for the town for the work that they had done in getting ready for the new columbarium, for which they will have installed in the spring. So that will be, they are simply increasing their capacity for niches and so on for the springtime. And there is a possibility that the price of plots and stuff go up in 2026. So they did want to put a plug that if anyone was looking for pre-planning and so on, that lock your prices in.
Yeah. And I'd like to put a word in that they shouldn't thank us, we thank them for the work they do.
100%, and I say that all the time.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to 8, the consideration bylaws. There is none. Number 9, unfinished business. There is none, so we'll move right down to 10, new business. We'll start with 10A, memorial sign with Councillor Kirkbride.
Thank you, worship. It is all fully and noteworthy. Council authorized Director of Recreation and Tourism to install signage at its recreational facilities that encourages spectators and players to be respectful, work hard, have a positive attitude, be at a selfish and most of all have fun. So.
Call for a seconder, Deputy Mayor Mawini. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move down to 10B, the plow truck chassis purchase with Councillor Carr.
Your worship, be resolved that the bid received from Valley Equipment Limited in the amount of $203,000 plus HST be accepted for the purchase of a truck chassis. And that the bid received from La Rochelle for the customization and build of the plow truck in the amount of $197,204.86 be approved. Funding is available from within the capital account number 9012. I so move.
Call for a seconder, Councillor Von Richter. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10C, the website tender award with Councillor Murdoch.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be it resolved that the bid received from ICS Creative Agency for the creation of a new municipal website in the amount of $29,625 plus HST be accepted. Funding is available within the account number 60510-10-1300 and from within account number 70100-10-1300. I so move.
Call for seconder, Councillor Daw. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10D, the design of water treatment plant and wastewater treatment plant with Councillor Von Richter.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be it resolved that CBCL Limited be awarded the contract for all phases of design, construction, administration, and commissioning closeout associated with the water treatment plant and the wastewater treatment plant projects in the amounts of $4,117,716 and $6,149,993 respectively, plus HST. And that the mayor and chief administrative officer / clerk be authorized to enter into and execute the contribution agreements with the government of Canada relating to these projects. I so move.
Call for seconder, Councillor Whalen. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10E, infrastructure replacement design with residential housing units, neighborhood 1 with Councillor Henry.
Your Worship, be resolved that the mayor and chief administrative officer / clerk be authorized to enter into contribution agreement with the government of Canada relating to infrastructure upgrades for the residential housing unit in neighborhood 1, and that council awards the design and infrastructure upgrades in Gen Tech for that another 3,000 plus HST.
Call for seconder, Deputy Mayor Mawini. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10F, the infrastructure replacement design and residential housing units, neighborhood 2 with Councillor Whalen.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be resolved that the mayor and chief administrative clerk / clerk or sorry. The mayor and chief administration officer / clerk be authorized to enter into contribution agreement with the government of Canada related to the infrastructure upgrades for the residential housing units in neighborhood 2. And that council awards the design of the infrastructure upgrades to CBCL Limited in an amount of $4,406,500 for this estimate.
Call for seconder, Councillor. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Go to 10G, infrastructure replacement design with residential housing units, neighborhood 3 with Councillor Daw.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be it resolved that the mayor and chief administrative officer / clerk be authorized to enter into a contribution agreement with the government of Canada relating to the infrastructure upgrade for the residential housing units in neighborhood 3, and that the council award the design of the infrastructure upgrade to EXP Service Inc. in the amount of $3,517,600 plus HST. I so move.
Call for seconder, Von Richter. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. We'll now go to 10H, fit for duty policy with Deputy Mayor Mawini.
Thank you, Your Worship. You're resolved that the council approves the new fit for duty policy replacing the substance abuse prevention policy. I so move.
Call for seconder, Councillor Henry. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10I, compensation for injury on duty policy with Councillor Carr.
Thank you, Worship. Be it resolved that the amended compensation for injury policy be approved as reviewed by council and committee on the 18th of November, 2025. I so
Call for seconder, Councillor Kirkbride. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10J, the recreation maintenance worker, creation of a full-time position with Councillor Kirkbride.
Thank you, Worship. Be resolved, Chief Administrative Officer be authorized to create a full-time recreation maintenance position within the Parks, Sports and Facilities Division of the Department of Engineering and Public Works in accordance with the QB 996 collective agreement.
Call for seconder, Deputy Mayor Mawini. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10K, the municipal technologist, creation of a new position with Councillor Murdoch.
Thank you, Worship. Be it resolved that the Chief Administrative Officer be authorized to create a full-time, non-unionized municipal technologist position within the Department of Engineering and Public Service. I so move.
Call for seconder, Councillor Daw. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10L, land sale at 345 Miramichi Road with Councillor Von Richter.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be it resolved that the mayor and chief administrative officer / clerk be authorized to enter into a purchase and sale agreement with Canadian Tire Corporation for a 5.56 acre portion of PID 601582227 in the amount of $1,200,000, with the provision of Canadian Tire continue to remit the land rent up to 31 December 2026. I so move.
Call for seconder, Councillor Kirkbride. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10M, the appointment of auditor for 2025 at Councillor Wade.
Your Worship, be it resolved that T. Saunders Doyle be appointed as the auditors for the town of Oromocto's 2025 audit. I so move.
Call for seconder, Councillor Daw. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10N, 226 general operating budget, but Councillor Henry.
Your Worship. Be resolved with the sum of $29,113,023 be the total 2026 general operating fund budget for local government of the sum of $24,788,331 be the warrant of local government for October for the ensuing year at the residential tax rate of the local government for 1.4501, 1.0408, 26 and 0.2, and the non-residential tax rates be 2.4652, 1.7694, 1.027. Council orders and directs the levying by the Minister of Local Government of said amount on real property liable to taxation. Assessment Act with the local government.
Call for seconder, Councillor Whalen. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion
Your
carried.
Worship, I'd like my table to be recorded, please.
Okay, understand. Thank you. We'll move to 10. Is it 10 oh? Yeah, 10 226 general capital fund budget with Councillor Daw.
Thank you, Bishop. Be resolved that pursuant to section 117(4) of the Local Governance Act, the 2026 operating budget for the water and sewage utility for the local government of Oromocto for the ensuing year will consist of total revenues of $4,838,997 and total expenditure of $4,838,997. I so move.
Call for seconder. It's a tie over there. So we'll go Councillor Murdoch. All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. We go to 10P, the 226 water and sewage utility operating budget with Councillor Kirkbride.
Thank you, Worship. Be resolved that the 2026 general capital fund budget for the local government of Oromocto consists of total expenditures of $5,733,237, identified as pay-as-you-go funding from the general operating fund, $2,160,145, General Capital Fund, $488,000. The Canada Community Building Fund, for the gas tax, $885,092, and municipal capital borrowing, $2,200,000. I so move.
Call for seconder. Councillor Henry, questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. The last one, 10Q, 226, water and sewage utility capital budget with Councillor Murdoch.
Thank you, Worship. Be resolved that the 2026 Water and Sewage Capital Fund budget for the local governments of Oromocto will consist of a total expenditure of $687,676, identified as Canadian Community Building Fund gas tax, $174,079 and the provincial capital renewal funding $513,597. I so move.
Call for seconder. Councillor Daw, questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. I'll call for an adjournment. I'll call for a mover. Deputy Mayor Maloney, seconder. Councillor Carr, questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried.